Hey there, I just want to start by saying congratulations to the new student teachers. You have worked so hard to get here. You still have a lot of work to go, but you're very close to having your own classroom and your own students. Today in my vlog, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for student teaching to make it as successful as possible. Keep watching. I have 5 tips for you about student teaching today. Tip number 1. Is get to know the office staff. They are there every day. They see people come in and out of the school, and they can help you in so many ways. They can give you supplies that you need. They can get you in contact with other principals when you're looking for a job. They're always going to be there for you. So tip number 1, get to know the office staff. They're your best friends. The second tip that I have for you today may seem a little bit intimidating when you start student teaching, but I feel like it's one of the most important ones. Tip number 2 is do as much as your mentor teacher will let you and ask as many questions as possible. You don't want to go home and come back the next day and have your student teacher have done a whole bunch of work. You want to be responsible for that work. This is the time of learning and a time of growth. The more you can do, the better. And you're still a student teacher. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You're there to learn, and that's what your mentor teachers are for. So ask as many questions as possible also. So our third tip today has to do with parents. So tip number 3, communicate with the parents. That can also feel pretty intimidating to reach out to parents and tell them, ask for help, send them emails, all of that. But you will learn so much from that experience. And you still have a safe place because your mentor teacher is going to be watching what you're doing. But communicating with those parents helps get your name out there between the parents and helps you build a reputation and helps you practice sending those emails and making those phone calls. Now we're on to tip number 4. This one also might seem a little bit intimidating because it's hard to self-criticize and get criticism from other people. But my tip number 4 is to receive as much feedback as possible. You want your mentor teacher, other teachers across the hall, even parents to let you know how you're doing. There's no other way to learn than to look at how you're doing and where you can go to improve. Our 5th and final tip has to do with tip number 4, so tip 5. Getting feedback from the principal. Go to your principal and ask for mock interviews and observations. Principals talk, so even if when you're done student teaching there's not a position open at your school, if your principal likes you, they know of other schools that have openings. You want them to talk about you. Having mock interviews can help you practice and get the real feeling for actual interviews. And principals will even give you feedback on your answers to help make them better. Class observations can also be helpful to get an opinion from another person. And again, they can actually see you teach and they have a better feeling for what kind of teacher you are. And they'll be more willing to stick their neck out for you when they have the chance. Good luck to all the student teachers out there. You're going to do great and you're going to learn so much through this experience. What do you think about my tips? Do you have any more to add? Comment them below. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can keep up to date with all of my vlogs. And if you have any suggestions for vlogs, also comment them below. I'd love to hear them. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at SurviveTheFirst5. Looking forward to getting connected with you. See you next time.